Welcome to Real Health. My name is Michael Porter, and thank you for tuning in. Fungal infections can be annoying. They cause discomfort and can prove quite embarrassing too. Now, believe it or not, these infections are common and can affect any part of your body. Athlete's foot, ringworm, jock itch, yeast are just some of the common ones, and the good thing is that they can all be treated. So today in the Real Health Medicine Cabinet, a feature where the Real Health team tries some of the natural products available on the market and then invites experts to come into studio and give us their opinions on the products, we've found a solution that can assist in treating nail fungal infections. But let's first find out more about the factors that influence these fungal infections. Phytotherapist Vincent Tones is in the studio with us to give us some insight on this topic. Thank you so much, Vincent, for joining us again today.
Good to be back.
Now let's talk nail fungus. What exactly is it? What are the symptoms of it? How can I identify that this is what I'm suffering from?
All right, nail fungal infections, a common sort of term for it, is almost like a mold.
Okay.
So it's a fungal spore infection. You get various strains. In fact, there's about 10 identified.
Okay.
And the identifying factor would be that you would feel a slight itchy feeling. In other words, near the nail, near the skin part.
Right.
Whether it's toenails or nails, wherever there's
so it's equally prevalent fingers of toes?
More so in toes.
Okay.
And between toes.
Okay.
So you would feel a tingly, itchy feeling,
right,
literally within a day or two of an infection forming.
Okay. And I believe there's been an increase over the past sort of 30 years or so. There's been a dramatic or a significant increase in infections. What is the cause of this?
There's two main trains of thought. Mm-hmm. The one is internal, because of candida type infections.
Yes.
It all stems from the stomach. Medications, our diet, stressful lifestyles, fast foods. Wheat.
Okay.
Wheat is a major factor.
Right.
So what happens is the stomach lining itself starts getting a fungal infection in it, almost like a mold on bread.
Okay.
It would actually infect just underneath the mucus lining,
yes,
between the muscle and the mucus lining.
Okay.
And that candida can actually spread, and the feeling is windiness, bloatedness. Those
right,
are different signs.
And is that the excretions from the fungus?
From the fungus.
That?
And then from there it gets into the bloodstream,
yes,
and ultimately comes out in the skin.
Okay.
So it stems from there. That's your one train of thought.
Right.
And your second one is obviously a fungal infection, which you've actually caught from another person or from a
shower at the gym or something
correct,
like that.
That's one of the main ones.
Okay.
Especially for us guys and,
yes,
and girls. So the two is internal and external factors.
Right.
The external side is not just the amount of the gymming side of things, it's the beauty side of the world has changed.
Okay.
Everybody's going for nails, type,
right,
acrylics. We never had that 30, 40 years ago. It wasn't a thing.
Yes. If you say, if you go for a manicure or something, yes, like that, you get a false nail stuck on your nail, you're creating an environment where bacteria can grow, I assume.
Correct.
And also, is there an impact on sort of the tools and things that are being used to do this work on your fingernails?
Very much so.
Okay.
It actually all stems down to the technician or the nail technician that should be well qualified and knows how to sterilize correctly.
Right.
So that has been, if you're doing an acrylic type attachment and you've got the various glues and gels and,
yes,
and so forth, it's about actually sealing that area correctly without harming or damaging the skin to allow an area for fungal spores to grow.
Right.
So it's almost like one person infecting the next person, and it just keeps, it's almost like a wildfire. And you're transmitting it thereafter.
Now, toenails, obviously, we live with our feet in shoes, and I suppose these days in the modern world, we spend a lot more time in shoes. What can we do to help prevent in terms of maintaining the shoes that we wear? We don't wash our shoes every day, but what things can be done to help there?
You know, like the old days, it's take your shoes off on the weekends,
yes,
get a bit of air, and then obviously have shoes that breathe, socks that breathe, because it's just a humid environment, yes, and that is, especially if you're going to gym.
So obviously, I mean, there are the practical preventative measures, like keeping your shoes clean, maybe wearing slops in the gym. Are some people more prone to this kind of infection than others?
Diabetics,
right,
due to blood circulation, is a major factor. Immunity, in other words, if your immune system's down because you keep on going on cold or antibiotic type medications,
yes,
and you feel like you're sort of spiraling with allergies, with immune system depletion and so forth, that is a perfect environment for fungal spores to spread, especially in the stomach.
Okay.
So that would lead to the next step would be dietary. food related.
You mentioned the gut in your stomach. So what factors then influence it? Wheat is one that you mentioned again.
Is an antagonist. It basically is a major antagonist. It irritates.
Yes.
So you're sort of gluten-free, you're more whole wheat, in other words, your more quality type breads,
yes,
rye breads and so forth. Instead of your standard,
the highly refined,
exactly. So try and refrain from that.
Okay.
And then just increasing your intake of probiotics.
Okay.
So your healthy yogurts, your anything with enzymes in it,
yes,
your papayas, your pineapples, pawpaws, increase your enzyme intake, vegetables and so forth. They reduce fungal or candida in the stomach quite dramatically.
Yes, yeah.
And then I would definitely suggest a good quality probiotic capsule.
Okay.
Sort of at least a month's course,
yes,
to get it under control, and then you'll find that you don't get that repetitive infection over and over.
Right. Let's talk age now. Is a fungal infection on a nail something that a child would likely pick up, or is it something that age does have an impact on?
You find nail infections normally are sort of middle-aged upwards, but you'll find today it's for children, you'll find in between toes rather than in the nail. You sometimes have a little crack forming.
Yes.
And that's quite painful. It stings a lot.
Okay.
Where it actually parts between the toes.
Right.
And then you've got the athlete's foot.
Yes.
Athlete's
Very
foot.
common.
Itchy groin, as they say. Ringworms is a definite sign that there's a fungal type infection.
Yes.
Thrush.
Yes, absolutely.
Major problem. That's So pigmentation, skin discoloration and pigmentation, and changes in color on the skin tells you that there's a candida problem or a fungal infection within the stomach, which is coming out in the skin.
Yeah, so it's really a symptom of...
It's symptoms. It's actually, they're all symptoms. Eczema, fungal infection within psoriasis. In other words, it's almost like a fungal spore forming within the psoriasis cracks. They all stem from the stomach. So start with the stomach, work outwards and work your dietary side. Take your probiotics, have your healthy yogurts, your really live culture type yogurts.
Absolutely, all those good things that really make your gut strong and healthy.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Well, if you've been looking for a solution to treat nail fungal infections, the Real Health team tried Nailfix, which is a natural solution that's said to be effective for even the worst nail infections, and we've added it to our Real Health medicine cabinet. Vincent's here to give us his thoughts on the product. So, Vincent, tell us about this Nailfix. I mean, it's obviously a topical treatment. What is in it? What helps with the infection, and how does it fight?
Well, just as a quick background to it, my wife actually, we formulated it together, Cheryl and myself. We did it for my son, we did it for my daughter in terms of a little bit of wart control and so forth on the fingers, which is also fungal. My wife, due to acrylics, she started getting fungal infections, so she treated it, in which case she's able to come back to that using your acrylic, your tips and so forth. So it's almost got her to a point where she can go back and go have her manicures and pedicures and so forth. And we actually combined two different products within this product. One of them being a autoimmune herbal formula called PV7. Very powerful product, which has been used for skin melanoma, carcinoma, and serious ailments. And we combined it with the anti-parasitic tincture together as one. So it's got about 12 different ingredients. One from South America called sanguinaria. And the combination of that with propolis from bees, from beehives, it's been clinically trialed for the worst fungal infections. So the ingredients there are not just eradication or getting rid of the actual fungal infection, it's there to actually repair. So the crumbling nail, the actual skin being damaged and so forth. It has your clove oil, your lemon oil, which is helping to regenerate and speed up the healing process. So as a combination, I look at it as not just Nailfix. If you've got a ringworm, spray it on. If you've got a pain, if you've got serious athlete's foot, spray it on. And also just to use a product like that as an extra precaution on your nails, a quick spray, and then go and have your manicure or your pedicure. Spray it on, it absorbs quickly, and then go through the normal cleaning regime that you would go through and the treatments that you would go through with a nail technician.
Wonderful. And if you do have a nail infection of some kind, how long would it take for this product to start to work on it?
If you've got a nail infection, you would spray it on, it would immediately start changing color to a dark brown, which means that there is a fungal infection. So Nailfix actually changes
actually
the color.
indicate it.
It indicates,
Okay.
you can see it. If it stays clear, then you haven't got a fungal infection.
Okay.
So if you spray it on it, it will literally start changing within 2 to 3 days. It starts changing back the color as that fungal spore is actually eradicated and killed off.
Very interesting. And would this be appropriate for anybody to use? Kids, adults, elderly people?
Absolutely.
And where will we find it? Where is it available?
It's available through Clicks, Dischem, independent pharmacies, and funny enough, a lot of the nail technician and beauty salons are starting to actually buy it in to use it as a pre-treatment. So feel free, and all you do is go on to nailfix.co.za, and it'll tell you where you can get it.
Fantastic. Well, Vincent, thank you so much for being with us again. Great to chat to you.
Thank you, Mike.
Super.